Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel. My name is Tony. This is the 15-Minute Gamer, and today I've been checking out NeoSprint, which is out now on Steam for £20.99. However, you can get it with 10% off for a few weeks. Before we get into it though, it would mean a lot if you subscribe to the channel as I head ever closer to my next goal of 25,000 subscribers. And hey, while you're there, why not drop the video a like? Right, let's get into it. So this is a top-down isometric racing game. It's supposed to be a successor to the Sprint series, which was out in like the 70s. I had a look at some old footage when I was making this video. Gameplay-wise, there's very little to say. You drive around a small track. It's kind of one view. You can track your car or just keep it to the one view. Game mode-wise, there is a championship, Grand Prix mode where you can build your own championship, and you can make your own tracks and share them. And it was pretty easy to understand track editor. You know, like it wasn't very complicated, and then you can upload or download people's designs. There's also up to 8 players locally, but I would really think who the hell could find 8 people to play locally? But never mind, I really think it should be online. I couldn't fault the options. Yeah, there's enough to keep you busy. After each race, you will unlock liveries and like little track parts, which then allow you to build bigger and better tracks. There is no upgrading of your car or driver or anything like that, which I found a little bit weird. I would have liked that. I think it would have been way more fun to earn points or gold and then used it to upgrade parts on your car, add parts, liveries, driver costumes, and then the track parts. Because if you're not interested in the building, you're just unlocking stuff all the time that you're never ever going to use. So if it had that aspect, you could then just choose what you want to unlock. The racing is passable, I guess. It's not tight. The circuits are built for bumper cars. You can't go off track. There's no shortcuts. There's no engagement. There's no environmental obstacles apart from the odd jumps. They even put curbs on the track, but you can't go on them because it's all just blocked off, which I just think, I don't know, it's a little bit silly. The track elements around, some look okay, but the crowds do very little. There's like no life or ambient feel to the track. There's no fun stuff happening around like balloons in the air or helicopters or like the olden games tornadoes. There's kind of nothing there. There's no life to it. And some of the assets are super low res, like as in pixelated, they're that bad. And for a game that doesn't really look the best, I was a bit confused why they were so low res. However, I will say at night time, the tracks do look a little bit better. But again, I would just like to see a bit more panache, a bit more life to it, a bit more neons and stuff like that. What I also liked in the tracks as well, there was some throwbacks to Atari classic games. The track surfaces also don't really seem to make much of a difference, like, you know, if you're off-road, on-road, tarmac, gravel or whatever. And when I was kind of playing it, I was like, wouldn't it just be cool if, like, you knew 3 of the races, but not say the 4th, because you don't know what the versus race is going to be. And then you kind of had to pick a car, but then you could maybe win 2 of the races, but then the other 2 would be off-road and you've got an on-road car and your car would struggle, but it's not like that, which is a bit of a shame. On the whole, I found the racing to be pretty dull. I just didn't really enjoy it. Car physics are also a bit rubbish in parts. The cars feel like they have no weight. Like you can bump in the back of someone, your car goes flying backwards like it hit a movable object like a barrier. Again, it doesn't really fit and it doesn't really feel good to do. The AI is absolutely dreadful. It offers very little in the way of competition and they're just really brain dead. I would say most races I did, I was almost lapping the AI after 3 laps, and that shouldn't be a thing. And then at the end of each one, as I said, there's like a versus in the championship, and you build this rival, and he's like, oh my god, now we're going to face off 1-1. But I don't know who they are. I didn't care about them, and I've had no reason to beat them. They weren't like a nemesis or somebody that had any personality to them. So again, I think that just needs a bit changed. Like they could trash talk you as you drive around, or just something to make it a bit more entertaining. So when you get to that versus battle, you're like, I'm going to beat them. Moving on to graphics, sound, and bugs. Graphics wise, really average. Nothing really pops. There are some super low textures. As I said, the art style is very mobile feeling with the over-the-top cartoon characters. I feel like it just needed a bit more to the graphics. Sound design is all right. The sound of the car, my God, gets boring and repetitive. It is really, really bad. Performance-wise, isn't great, weirdly. I had several slowdowns as I was racing, and it didn't seem to run super smooth either. However, I didn't see any bugs. So in conclusion, I don't think it's a bad game. I think Under There is a decent-ish game. But after playing for an hour, I was quite bored. And that just got me thinking, this is a quick 10-minute blast game. Like, it's not a game I want to spend 2, 3, 4, 5 hours playing. I want to play 10 minutes, and that's it. And I would be happy with 10 minutes. It's maybe made more for the deck or mobile when I was playing. And also, it just kind of made me think about Super Wooden GP2, Art of Rally, Absolute Drift, Circuit Superstars, Horizon Chase Turbo. All these types of racing games, isometric E type games, which are all way more fun, have way more longevity, better presented, and cheaper. The game just doesn't do anything new. The racing isn't exciting. The game isn't fun enough. If it was like 7 or 8 quid, then maybe it would be a recommendation. But when you're asking people for £20, which, bearing in mind, is the same as BeamNG Drive, let that sink in for a second, this isn't going to give you that. I don't think. I didn't get it from it anyway. Maybe wishlist and wait for a deep sale. But I just don't think there's enough here to warrant that cost, because it's just not that fun to play. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got to say on the matter. Catch us all later. Goodbye.